back to some professional StarCraft, the finals of the Big Gabe Weekly. I mean, the ESL Open Pro Tour Cup number 20. Once again, in the finals, we have our share. The country who has won the most ESL Pro Tours is not Korea, but Germany. And here we have in the absolute finals. The absolute finals. What a name. I'm actually looking up these stats at the same time. Jimmy, why don't we have graphics or something on hand? Anyways. But in the top left, the Berlin Wall, Die Mauer. Showtime. And in the bottom right, his size so gargantuan, he must be spoken of at all times, even when he's not playing. But the biggest of all games, it is Heromarine. So, I lied. Actually, South Korea has won 38 first and second places total, which is but when it comes to first places, they've still won more. Germany has won 23, France 17, America 8, Canada 5. But when it comes to players, though, I can't. This does not make it that easy to count. Heromarine has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's won 9. And this is the 20th one. He has a potential to have won half of the European Pro Tour. Whereas on Korea, the Solar and Zest have won 4. Cures won 3. Not nearly as much dominance. On Americas, there's no region locking, by the way. On Americas, Clem has won 5. Parting has won 3. And then our number 1 North American player, Scarlet, has won 2 alongside Uthermal. So, fun fact. Now we can talk about the game. Well, both these players, it seems like tradition. Like once a week we're going to have Showtime. We're going to have the German Civil War. We're going to have Showtime versus Heromarine to determine who wins. Maybe it's the round of 4, maybe it's the round of 8, who knows? Depends on the brackets. Oh no. Is that our first blood? No, probe was killed. Determine who's going to win the Big Gabe Weekly. I've got my thoughts on who's the favorite, but Showtime, well known for his defensive style. Like, you don't get nicknamed the Wall because you're an aggressive harass-based player. And Heromarine, on the other hand, is a Terran's Terran. Let's be honest here. He has strong feelings about the strength of Terran, being a strong Terran himself. He's not afraid to share those feelings. His commentary is bold, much like his gameplay. He's willing to vary his styles, but throughout all the matches. No, throughout the match, not throughout all the matches. What I'm saying is he'll proxy racks, but he'll also play the ultra late game, Ghost Liberator, what have you. Nothing's really off the table, though I think he prefers units that start with M. It's going to be a couple Hellions to start. Showtime has pseudo-walled off, but he has 4 Stalkers here. Ever since Parting showed off their strength, Blink Stalkers have definitely had... Blink Stalkers were never out of the meta. Like, they were definitely still a popular build. But Parting jumped them from like 20 to 30, maybe even 40% of openers, and now they're a solid majority. I think more often than not over the last few weeks, Blink Stalkers are that Protoss versus Terran opener, assuming no shenanigans happen in the super early game. Cloak Banshee. Is there an observer out? There is. Where is it? Heading towards the main. The probes have to be pulled all the way down towards the natural. There's just a casual pylon over here. I think this was for Blink Stalker pressure. This isn't the 4-gate Blink Stalker Parting was showcasing. This is 3-gate expand, which is a little less pressure, especially now that the Banshee pulls these units back. So, Heromarine is putting together a wall of barracks. I have to assume this is intentional. It feels like it could be used against you, but the tank is behind a literal wall of production. And this isn't the aesthetically pleasing Gold League walls of production. This is explicitly to deal with Blink Stalkers. Now, Heromarine has been pretty supply blocked at 70 out of 70. In fact, he only has one depot finishing. So this is kind of a big issue when it comes to continually producing units, something which he's usually pretty solid at. But part of it is microing 2 Banshees on the other side of the map. One Banshee cloaks, the other one doesn't have the energy, but it's picked off anyways as the Blink Stalkers are in position. Two engineering bays finished. Third command center. Done. More barracks on the way. We're going in to a classical bio build. And by that I mean we've seen variations of this since the beginning of Wings of Liberty. A whole lot of Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and throw some tanks in. Meanwhile, Showtime is going for the gateway style. He's adding on +1 armor. Few more gates, so it's going to bring him up to 6. Now the question is there more splash damage or more gateways added on? Templar Archives. So he's not going to rely on just the sheer brute force, and I would doubt he makes a habit of that. As Showtime understands, Heromarine possibly, well, he's definitely on the short list of players with Biomicro. I mean, with good Biomicro. I think that was obvious, but you don't want to be letting Heromarine just stutter step his way to victory. Meanwhile, I feel like it makes me a little uncomfortable seeing the production wall, but it might work out against charge lots as well. He's kind of just, he's cut his main in half. He's cut down the area he has to defend to what he actually needs. I'm interested to see if it works out. It looks like we're going to be in a scenario where eventually a Warp Prism in the main is going to be one of the major tactics from Showtime, as it has been historically throughout all of Starcraft 2, just as a Protons player trying to break a Terran. And how does this pan out? Are we going to see more of this? I'm looking forward to walling off my siege tanks in so many new and creative ways. I mean, I already do every other game, but you see it all the time. Pro players do it too. I'm not the only one. Few Blink Stalkers looking for Widowmine pickoffs. Almost trades a Stalker there, but anything he can get. Honestly, the Widowmines are probably worth more than Stalkers at this stage. Heromarine up 30 supply, and a lot of it is in army. Storm, I'm assuming, is being chrono boosted out. No, it's not. He's out. He doesn't have that much energy. Oh, he does. Why aren't you doing chrono boosting? The force fields could be great. The Sentry was not in position to land the force fields. He lets this up the ramp. Showtime. Does he really think he can deal with this much bio without Storm? He's seconds away from Storm finishing, but Heromarine has already found himself a solid concave, and even if he hits the center mass, and that was about as good as he was gonna get, he can try to whittle it down, but some missed opportunities means that Showtime, well, Heromarine is tearing him apart. Don't miss an opportunity for that one. Sure, a few more charge lots come in. The Medevacs themselves are out of energy, but here come the Marines and Marauders, stutter-stepping with the concussive shells, breaking the knees of those Zealots. Despite their leg upgrades, it doesn't matter. A couple more Widowmines connect. The Bio Army staying intact with what little energy it has. More charge lots warped in. Heromarine maintaining a 50 supply lead. Continues to rally across. The few little bits of energy he regenerates, keeping these units intact. There's not that much more bio. Showtime desperately warping in. He's got nothing but an Immortal in production. He just has these warp-ins. Meanwhile, Heromarine has 2-2 on the way. He's continuing to rally from all his facilities. Finally, the Sentries get involved. Better late than never, I guess, and Heromarine is barely driven back. Big Gabe stalled, but not stopped. That is by no means the end of this attack. He just has to adjust and consolidate. How does Showtime stop the next attack? Triple drop in the main, but there aren't enough Stalkers even if he was in position. This is obviously a two-prong here. That's not the whole army, but the problem is, even this much army, he needs another Warpin of Zealots, which opens up a vulnerability on the other side. Sentries, good force fields to start. Wants to draw the Widowmine hit. Not going to find it. More charge lots warped in. Heromarine stutter stepping back. Enough Immortals to hold the line for now. Showtime is bending. He has yet to break. More Widowmines. Minimal connections, but they do take out the charge lots. Medivacs low on energy. No shield batteries for the Archon. Targeted down. Sentries popped as well. Meanwhile, Heromarine boosts in, joins up. Recall for Showtime. Brings the rest of the army to bear. But I fear it's not going to be enough. 2-2 isn't even done yet, and he's struggling. There's no storm. Feedbacks come through. Archons merge. But is there enough to protect them while they're in transit from whatever netherworld? No. Heromarine with more than enough Marines, Marauders, Medivacs, and Mines. The quadruple M Slammer. Might be like, but Winter. Widowmine technically has a W to start. Nobody cares, and stop talking. Heromarine comes through. Game 2, Everdream. Showtime, I think it was just, like, he wasn't chrono boosting Storm. He didn't have, like, a Warp Prism ready for it. I think he reached a little too far too fast. You gotta know, like, Heromarine, you know he's gonna do a tank push. You know it's coming. He does it, like, 85% of games. And the other 15% somebody proxies something. Okay? Oh, Showtime does not. No, Jimmy, come on. Okay. That was a little disappointing, to be honest. I don't know. There was no early damage from either side, which... That's why I'm a little surprised that Showtime was so handily... there were a few missed force fields on the ramp. Like, Heromarines taken the direct path to your base. I'm sure he was surprised to get up that small ramp with the rocks next to it. You're not expecting that in this scenario. But when he gets up there, he's like, oh, I guess I got a concave now. And then happy days. Showtime, though, like, I don't think that's a loss. It's like, oh, my entire core as a player and my mentality is shaken. No. Not for the wall. Not for D-Mawa. A bit of a mediocre game 1, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. Let's see V-Scout heading out. Which means he will know. This is also, like, it feels like Harding has redefined PvT. Not entirely. He hasn't, like, not everybody's like, well, I just gotta go blink everywhere in every game. But, for example, for however many years, people were going Gate. It was Gate, Nexus, Core. 1, 2, 3. In that order. Now, almost everyone's going Gate, Core, Nexus. Which, you get the Core finish faster. The Nexus is slower. And you get like one less probe. But you remove the possibility that a Reaper gets in before your first unit is out. So, and also you can get tech a little earlier. It's a pretty subtle difference, even at the pro level, because of how close the minerals are, but now the Reaper's here, and the Chrono Boosted Adept is out easily in time. There's going to be a sentry behind it, which could lead into Blink. In fact, I would be kind of surprised if it didn't. Twilight. Because the sentry, both good for defense and scouting early. Hallucination is your utility. Like, a sentry is just that one of those little danger bubbles. Great to have. Guardian Shield is key against early bio pushes. Hallucination is great for scouting early on and also making ragey players quit the game. You've got Force Field, of course, which, while hit or miss, can look pretty broken in the best of times and is still helpful in the worst of times. Showtime has the money for Blank. He'll build it. And now the question is how many gateways, and what does Heromarine do to prepare? That's the third command center. After all these big Gabe weeklies, Heromarine a little greedy. By the way, just for an update, in case you didn't know, because major offline events are unlikely and mostly canceled for the rest of the year, unfortunately, but you understand the situation, defilers and their plague. That's why we can't bring them back from Brood War, guys. That's why the Infestor can't have that ability. The online events, including the weekly cups, have not just doubled, have not tripled, but quadrupled in prize pool. I don't know why I paused for so long. Before, it was $100 or $90 to the winner, and like $10 to second place, something like that. And then ESL points, you get ESL points which go into the major events, and there still will be major online events. But now each of these 3 weekly cups every week is $400, with the winner taking, I believe, 200, second place is 100, and then $50 for third and fourth, which is not bad for a relatively small tournament that only takes it can be up to 4 or 5 hours, but also remember those ESL points help you qualify for the major events. So, a lot of players, that was announced a couple weeks before this tournament, the competition while the Open Cups were still very competitive, it has heated up. Players are playing sometimes in all 3, which is nearly a 24-hour deal because they're held at good time zones for the region that they're associated with. And you're getting some of the best matchups and best games out of it because of it. Not that they weren't before, once again, but waking up at 4 a.m. is a much different proposition for $200 as opposed to a chance at 100. Showtime's kind of getting everything, and Heromarine, is that his first starport? Does he have 5 wrecks before starport? Wow, what year is it? Showtime went blink, but he didn't really work with it much because he's comfortable to go 3 bases. If Heromarine's going to give him that space, and I assume he saw the 3rd command center. Did he never see it? Well, he definitely saw it moving. He had to have seen it moving. He knows. Yeah, of course. It was floating before, but this is very greedy, but Showtime has a nice amount of workers himself already. He's been chrono boosting out probes somewhat. And now it feels like we're kind of going to see the last game, but if Showtime wasn't behind for very little reason. Because Heromarine is not going to have the forces to push until Storm is done. There's going to be plenty of gateways. And charge, of course, is done. It's going to be +1/+1 against just +1. Showtime's going to have a lot more tools and a lot more to bring to bear against the inevitable tank push. But I think it's very likely at about 7 minutes when these medevacs are finishing up, we have the inevitable tank push. Otherwise, why have we delayed the starport for so long? Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Heromarine. He's going to have a huge amount of... He's looking for the stalkers here, mostly. He's looking for those stalkers. There's already a Ghost Academy on the way. Oh, he at some point either scouted or scanned the Templar Archives. It looks like a scan there, but a small bioforce trying to get rid of these scouts. There are 4 tanks on. Heromarine is at 150 supply at 7.5 minutes. You Diamond Terrans take note. Big Gabe is gonna... I feel like if he didn't lose anything and was completely untouched, he'd max out at 8 minutes. But of course, he had to take a little bit of extra time making sure he was safe and scouting, and he's lost a few units. So he's already like 8-minute max out for Terran. What race is this? Showtime not far behind, and he has Storm 2-2 on the way as well. Heromarine doesn't have an armor. He doesn't have an armory, and that means 2-2 is a long way off. He's really relying on this army, but the Storm Hammer drops, and the tanks feeling the brunt of it. Heromarine tries to micro away, but Showtime recognizes there's limited anti-air, warps in the charge lots. It doesn't matter how much you build, it matters how you use it, Showtime says. This time, you're not stutter-stepping your way out of this one. Suddenly, Heromarine drops back to even supply. He lost so much in that battle. 36 Marines. Showtime utilizing all his options well. He had the upgrades. He had the positioning. The storm drop and the presence of mind, and this is a tough one. The presence of mind to realize, oh, I can warp in charge lots right now. And that means he doesn't lose those. Oh my god. And now the observer positioning sees the double drop, and the units are already on the way. In fact, the zealots might give this away a little bit. No, that's not good. Yo! Big Gabe! A drop shot out of the sky. Nothing going according to plan. Game 2, a dramatic reversal from Game 1, where Showtime just got kind of run over. Right now, Heromarine getting gunned down. A double Liberator on the way. Now, remember, Heromarine still has plenty of production. He's going to refill these units, but he lost a lot of tanks in that first fight. Looks like he started Widow Mines. There's already enhanced shockwaves on the way. He just started +2. Showtime has +2 done. Liberators are going to siege up. They're finding a lot of probe kills. Stalkers respond, but the third base is under attack. Heromarine finds enough units, and that's quite a bulwark around the bunker. In fact, he's left a small gap, and I'd imagine that's intentional. So Zealots, instead of attacking the depots because they can't attack the bunker, will desperately try to get in there. Nice little tactic there, but Heromarine is definitely on the back foot. His Liberators were taken out. They got maybe half a dozen kills. The probe count is still perfectly fine. There's double Colossus on the way against a player who's making ghosts. And it's not like Heromarine. Big Gabe doesn't have that many medevacs. He's got 5. That's just about enough to consider building some other starport units, but not if you want to send out drops or counterattacks, because you usually need medevacs with those, otherwise your units just get chopped to pieces. Heromarine is taking a 4th. The supplies are about even, but obviously the momentum is not. Showtime has that next level of splash damage coming in that makes it exponentially harder to deal with. Sure, Ghost, incredible against Archon Charged Lot Templar. With that EMP range upgrade, they have the radius of the sun. But Colossi keep them at arm's length. Their thermal lances can be fully extended, just how the bio don't like it. And they can touch them from so far away that you might not have even had any bio at all. A single charge lot bravely into the 4th. We'll find a kill or 2. A scan. Heromarine preemptively predicting. That's kind of how predicting works, but predicting that Showtime will move into that location because he's obviously committed to the other side, and he was correct. Just the timing mildly off. The Stalkers see the opportunity, take 2 medevacs for nearly free. The Colossi have been spotted, and this means there's going to need to be a tech transition. Vikings on the way. The main army of Heromarine is moving south. Recall still on the table. Used already. To the natural. Heromarine backs off. He's very good at keeping his opponent off his back. He's very good at committing just enough army that you have to respect it. You have to recall, you have to pull back, you have to commit the warp-ins. But Showtime also great at divvying up his units to defend and prevent those same tactics. It really just comes down to who gets the upper hand. And right now, the Colossi are the elephant in the room, or giraffe, or a giraffe elephant, or some sort of hybrid that shoots lasers out of its face, which doesn't seem very fair, but with the upgrades and the lack of a serious amount of Vikings, 1 or 2 Vikings isn't going to cut it, but a flank is coming down the ramp. No force field there to stop it. Some EMPs coming through. The entire army is stripped of shields. Are the Colossi enough to hold the line? More reinforcements on the way. A flank, a great concave from Heromarine. The boys are pulled. The orbital's lifted. Here come the Marauders, knocking over the Colossi. Showtime eats a lot of SCVs, but Heromarine holds, and the EMPs make the difference. The fight is close. What was the damage? Colossi knocked over, a whole lot of Templar taken out, 7 Templar gone down thus far, 4 Colossi toppling. But Heromarine also lost 20 SCVs. He lost a lot of his ghosts. And without the ghosts, you're not going to have that sort of cost efficiency unless Widow Mines get involved and inspired. A single Colossus isn't enough to really push back that much bio, but that many charge lots might make the difference. The Colossus is gone. Disruptors added in. Vikings, a pretty direct counter to those very, very tall Colossi. But Disruptors are something you have to respect. and EMP not going to do much against them. More ghosts on the way. Heromarine adding to it. He's going to want Liberators, ranged Liberators, potentially against Disruptors, but he hasn't seen them yet. The Medevac's continually low or out of energy. DT Blank on the way. +2 shields is next on the agenda. Oh, big storm from the left side, but mostly dodged by Heromarine. There's nothing else on the map right now. Vikings hit the deck. He scans the army, spots the Disruptors. He now knows they're on the board, has that few seconds of warning. Not enough to get more units out, but enough to prepare. Preemptive splits. The Archon's bullying forward. Fires a shot. Fade away. Curveball into the mines. Worth it. Target fire. EMP on the Stalkers. Here comes Heromarine. He curves it around whatever this is going on here. The Rocky Outcrop, but the charge lots and DTs in the third. Heromarines bleeding. Down goes an orbital, and down goes the game. Showtime holds. And strikes back. 1-1. The economic damage plus the orbital. Showtime wasn't giving up any ground, and he kept taking more. So, one game with Heromarine on offense. Showtime taking back the initiative. Going into the most macro-oriented map with our longest and possibly most exciting games, depending on what you're into. It's Eternal Empire. Both these players I've seen 30+ minute games. And it's not like a 30-minute game is 25 minutes of nothing but sitting in your base turtling and then 5 minutes of base trading like a terrible Bronze League hero submission. No. A constant struggle. Heromarine, yeah, sure, he built up for a little bit. He boxed out the Blank Stalkers. He went up to 180 supply in 8 minutes. But honestly, it was all downhill from there. Showtime, on the other hand, adjustments were made. It was partially Heromarine's build, I think. Like that he was going for such a greedy. No, greedy. 3cc is greedy. 3cc before Starport is essentially giving up the ability to put on much pressure early. Like, you just don't have that anymore. Because, what are you going to do? Like, the maximum damage you're going to put out is something like Hellions. You just don't really have the gas or the tech. So we'll see. I don't think Heromarine just goes for the blind 3cc, despite the size of this map. Nothing compared to Big Gabe himself, of course, but still larger than most. And make sure to tune in. It's now, for those who don't know, the ESL Open Cups. If you want to spoil yourself, then they are Monday nights on each server. Different times depending on which server, whether you're on Asia/Korea, Americas, or EU. I believe they're around 7 p.m. server time on each one. And you can find those by, well, on Twitch, or sign up yourself. Give it a shot. Make Heromarine play in the first round for once. Probably not. I think he'll get seeded into the second round. But maybe one of those Korean players that's waking up a little late/early that decides to participate and doesn't have a seed. Yeah. You got a shot. Make the difference. That's your opportunity. Okay, so Showtime. Sentry again. Wouldn't be surprised to see the well, there it is. That's Twilight Council. Like I said, parting. What have you done? I think Showtime, he was probably going Blink pretty often before, but parting has, like so many things, redefined the entire meta. It's gonna be Blink. Heromarine, is this a Starport pro? No, he has a Starport. It's way too late for a Starport proxy. He is going for the Starport before the third CC here. So, Blink is on the way. We're all gonna chill, very quiet. Wait, what is this? Why are you over here? Oh, come on. battle cruiser. There's no way that's not battle. He's okay. I've seen battle cruisers against Protoss several times, and every time they look anywhere from okay, but not really, to what are you doing? What are you doing? Because Stalkers, everyone's going Blink Stalker. Everyone. Every game. Showtime has gone Blink Stalker for the 3rd game in a row. He doesn't know that, but like you can make some guesses. Blink Stalker is pretty good against battle cruisers. It's not like we're talking about 14 battle cruisers with 3-3. We're talking about 1. That would be lucky. Like, it's going to have to jump because he built the starport in the main. The only benefit of this is when it's eventually scouted. Like, when the starport is scouted, then he will see a starport building without the tech lab researching. And to most sane people, that means Raven. To Heromarine, bigger, better, bolder, battle cruiser. You know how it goes. As the saying goes. The thing is, though, the same counter to Raven or Widowmine drop is the counter to battlecruiser. I am excited and also skeptical. Is he gonna attack with it? Is he gonna pull the boys? The Tacti boys are pulled. This is a battle cruiser attack. You've seen tank timings. You've seen marine timings. Oh, what a dodge. Have you seen marine tank battle cruiser? I bet Showtime right now. Showtime's looking at this like, okay. So where's the tank? Where's the tank? Where's the... Oh my god, it's a battle cruiser. Are you insane? I don't... Meanwhile, the Stalkers are still microing perfectly across the map, and the battle cruiser is jumped on, and it... Oh, well... I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're used to seeing. Yeah, well, that was really terrible. That just did... That was a stupid idea. No, that did nothing. That did less than nothing. That did a command center's worth of minerals and a multiple tanks of gas, let alone the fusion core of nothing. It's not like we started even. We're start 400, 300, and a whole lot of dignity down. So, he jumps another battle cruiser, but Showtime already has the prep there. He's got a pylon that's express purpose is scouting battle cruisers. I guess Widowmine drops or things like that as well, but he's gonna let it come in, and it dies. So far in the units lost tab, Showtime has lost 5 Stalkers. Heromarine has lost 2 Widowmines, 4 SCVs, a Reaper, a tank, 15 Marines, and 2 battle cruisers! Heromarine has essentially just ignored, like, I think this is kind of what you have to do. You just ignore the fact that you lost the most expensive unit you can build. And you move on like nothing happened. The only choice he has is be greedy and hope Showtime screws up an attack. That's about it. Everything else is, like, playing defensive does not work. Showtime will just take the rest of the map. He's got to hope to hold off an attack, and Well, here comes Showtime. What is... that's one way to reposition. Showtime has +1 armor done. Heromarine actually just finished stim. He's got 1-1 closing in. 10 seconds out. Unfortunately, 10 seconds might be a little too long for many of these Marines. He already pre-stimmed. The medevacs come out at the perfect time. The boys are pulled. And in fact, that might actually be enough Marines to hold here. He's building 11 Marines at a time. It's just only Marines. And medevacs and a tank. But Heromarine relying on his Heromarines. That's actually enough. And now Showtime. Showtime's not going to overdo. He's not going to try to fit a square peg into a hole with a bunch of Marines guarding it. No. He's going to take the rest of the map. He's going to mess around with the warp prism that is unlikely to be killed. He's got 4 bases. He got 76 probes. Like, just chill, bro. Chill. And he is chilling. The time for chilling is not yet passed as he's getting a robotics facility. That's number 2. Robotics Bay for that second form of splash damage, because Heromarine going to struggle to counter even the first. Storm against someone who's going mass Marine with a handful of siege tanks. Heromarine, to his credit, I guess, has built a whole lot of units. But Showtime, he knows. Ghost Academy? Ghost Academy? Does Heromarine have a hope of playing this out past this stage of the game? I mean, Marines die to Storm. We know that. Heromarines so good. Like, he's built so many units. How many Marines is that? He's got 69 Marines. Nice. As the fact he's even... Well, he shot his own tank in the face, which is not as nice. But it happens. You get a little excited. The thing is, you can't bring enough Marines to bear to really do the damage without exposing yourself to Category 5 storms. Where are the storms, by the way? The Warp Prism is a long way off. The splits are great here. The reinforcements have arrived. He hasn't even dropped the storms yet. And it appears Jimmy was like, come on, you forgot to give him the weather. And I do my best, but Showtime has now taken it to 2-1. Heromarine decided, I'm gonna build a battle cruiser, which, and then people are like, no, what are you doing? He's like, screw you, I'll do it again. And then he did. So, a strong move from Big Gabe there. And, well, and Jimmy says, okay, we're going into match point, so we got to run a quick advertisement, make sure our sponsors are happy. If you guys can pause ad block, I'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Welcome, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about the ESL Open Cup. The ESL Pro Tour, locked in for not 1, not 2, but 3 years of professional Starcraft 2. That features every week, especially during this Defiler-infested lockdown. The ESL Pro Tour, every week. $400 prize pool, weekly cup, every one of 3 regions. Big Gabe, good luck. Bro, why... Thank you for sticking around. We're back. To the ESL Pro Tour weekly finals on the beautiful country of Europe. Thank you to ESL for both putting it on and providing the matches for aspiring commentators like myself. Oh, God damn it. Myself to give my take on. When the going gets tough, the SCVs get going. It's a proxy 2 Rex. Is this not for Reapers? Is he just gonna build Oh my god. Alright. So, Heromarine is proxy Rexing. And I think it's just going to be Marines. Obviously, it's just going to be Marines. The gas isn't done. He can't build a Reaper without any gas. But does he build the factory on this side of the map? Do we even get to that point? What are you doing? What are you sitting there? The SCVs doing their synchronized swimming / interpretive dance ritual, which is required for maximum morale boost. And then, bunker and Showtime.
Let's do this.
The probes are pre-pulled. 2 Marines. That bunker is, well, Showtime knows what's up right now. The probes have to box out. He needs to delay the bunker if possible. Shield battery on the way. He's banking everything on shutting this down before it starts. Grabs a Marine! He's grabbing the Marines, but how many probes? How many probes will die? He's not even attacking with the probe! Oh no. The bunker finishes, but the Stalker comes out, and the Stalker can zone the Marines out. There's gonna be a shield battery. He lost 6 probes, but that's not the end of the world. The factory just now starting. Can SCVs out-repair Stalker damage? I guess it depends on how many SCVs you have. Meanwhile, the probes are working on the bunker. The bunker, most of the way down. There's a shield battery. The SCVs are on the way. Can he get into the bunker? No. It's a decoy. Heromarine has 3 SCVs and nothing else, which, you know, isn't like an incredible army composition. Salvage. Will it burn? Yes, it does. The bunker burns down. No salvage. Not even the 25 mineral restocking fee. And now suddenly Heromarine is floating his barracks into the main, and he's got no better plan. The game will slow down. There are still 4 Marines kind of just chilling. Showtime is hunting down the racks instead of going across the map. Just wants to make sure they don't get away. And also, or land in the main and keep building Marines. And now we're adding 2 more gates. And when do we see that inevitable Twilight? Or does he go Robo in this scenario? Probably still in Twilight, right? Only 1 gas from Showtime. I gotta say, he responded strongly, but almost perfectly proportionately. I think he lost maybe 2 more probes than he needed to, but that seemed like just enough to shut this down without any loose ends. Robotics facility is the choice. Oh. The barracks. Will he actually go out to repair the racks? Yo. Oh no, will it burn? 25 HP, the SCV. No, it's not close. Okay.
What a save!
That was actually really close. That was about 2 seconds away. I think they burn about 10 HP a second. Something like that. I should probably know that. Hallucinated Phoenix gets a scout. Gonna see the racks on the way. The Stalkers! We're looking for exactly what this is. The boost, but does he have the shots? What? He used the high ground! That's a little high ground pillar. He used the high ground to dodge the vision of the Stalkers at that exact moment. Heromarine, the Whittle Mine Drop survives. Juke Skywalker. Using the force of high ground vision. And that Widowmine drop not being dead means these Stalkers are obligated to stay at home and stay tucked into the base. So even though it's unlikely this Widowmine drop is going to find damage anytime soon, if ever, it's done a lot of its job. Showtime, on the other hand, he definitely saw this coming. He saw the Widowmines. He saw the layout. He knew something was on the way. And he was splitting his Stalkers right before the medevac came in. If they were all together, I think he would have got it. So he wasn't 100% sure where it was going. A Colossus is on the way, which is one of the best counters to a low-economy bio player. But remember, Showtime lost some probes early. And you lose too many probes, you got problems when it comes to your economy. He's okay, 47, but Heromarine has acquitted himself pretty strongly here. He's at 44 workers. He doesn't have a third command center, but the third nexus is just now what's the word? Okay, you can do it. Starting. That's the one. Which means Showtime doesn't have nearly the economic lead he would in kind of a standard game where you go blink in the third. It looks like he's going to save the medevac. Heromarine, no mines left behind. At least for now. He's going to use his marine tank army to free the medevac from being pinned at the back and save those widow mines. And he will escape. Freedom! Though a kind of a dangerous pathing. But the widow mines will burrow. Heromarine using every tool at his disposal here. The hallucinated Phoenix will be dodged as Heromarine pulls up the widow mines. There's no third command center. There's no third command center. This is the important information. Now that Showtime's third has completed, the longer this goes, the more it becomes an all-in. The more Showtime only has to focus on dealing with this attack, and it is a sizable attack worthy of the biggest of Gabe's. There is extended thermal lance, +1 attack, a big upgrade for those Colossi doing the splash damage swipes. Templar Archives is on the way. Showtime has not been overwhelmed, like he's not been constantly producing probes. That's not a mistake like it would be in the Diamond League, but instead making sure he gets his gateway production in a timely manner. There's a double drop to the north. The main army up the center. Showtime's gonna have to manage his recall, his sentries, and his stalkers. The double drop loads up. Is there enough in the main to deal with this? Not right now. He needs something like a Colossus to just shut this down so he can focus his efforts. Because here comes... Oh, Heromarine looking to join up. He dodges back, already sieging up the natural. Stepping into a very precarious position. That's 5 tanks and 2 liberators. Charge ain't quite done yet. Couple Colossi at the third. They will defend for now, but the natural is taking some hits. This position is difficult to break. There's just a few Colossi. There's no easy way to break this. He's got a Templar Archives, but now that Heromarine is entrenched, he's got Liberators and Widowmines protecting one side, and he's got a literal plateau keeping units. There's no blink. He can't blink over the top to try to kill tanks. Heromarines brought everything together, but Showtime is buying time. The Liberators make things difficult, especially, remember, these are not Blink Stalkers for the first time this series. Oh, Heromarine killed his own tank again! What is it, like a gang initiation? Like, you're not allowed to fight with the army until you kill one of our tanks, bro. What was that? What was that? But Showtime, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need all the tanks. His positioning... The positioning is very difficult, and without Blink Stalkers to at least try to snipe these Liberators, that first wave, all the charge lots evaporate. That's what we saw there while I was busy making a dramatic recollection of a tank getting killed. Showtime's down to as many workers as Heromarine has, and while he doesn't have a third, he doesn't need it yet. 4 Colossi is a lot. But it's really not the bio units he needs to be countering. The Liberators and tanks chunking through. Heromarine splitting back. The Colossi brought to bear. There's only a couple tanks. Liberators go down. One left. Showtime being more efficient now. The bio is definitely thinning out. Still 4 Colossi intact. But here comes some more Marines. And here comes some more tanks. The Marauders will buffer the first shots. The charge... Well, the Widowmines hit the Stalkers. There's barely anything left to deal with the Liberators. Target fire. 1 Colossi stands. And Immortal is gone. Showtime at 71 supply. And there's nothing to save him here. There's no DTs. There's no huge amount of upgrades. The Liberator just sieges up the third, and the one little thing that Showtime was relying on as an advantage is crumbling. He's held, but not well enough. The Immortal is targeted. The Colossus knocked to the ground, and with it, and that bold Proxy Rex play, I think we're staring down the barrel of match 5. These two German players trading games back and forth, and it will be decided. Showtime just... Where did he go wrong is the question. I think he respected the double drop too much. Was part of it. Like, Heromarine made the move. He went for the double drop. Probes are being pulled. That's... Yeah, that's not great. He really, really was concerned about Heromarine's double drop. And to Heromarine's credit, obviously he knew that would be a threat. How long has it been since you saw someone just straight up float the main? Not too long, but in these low economy games. Is it not over yet? Is he not dead? Why is Showtime not dead? He saved the next... Showtime! Come on, I'm talking about the next game. Blink is now done. Adding some more cost efficiency. These medevacs are real low on energy. He can blink on that Liberator. He will. It's still a struggle. Oh, no. He gets it with the last shot. Come on. All right. All right. Wrap it up. We're doing post-game commentaries. Anyway, Showtime, the way you deal with a push like that, especially with Colossi, you need to make them siege up. You have to make them siege up, and they can't be sieging up on your front lawn. They got to be sieging up a few blocks over at least, ideally in another county. You got to get out on the map. You got to get out in front of it. You got to buy time for more warp bins, more upgrades, more tech. But Heromarine kind of just walked up and sieged. And there's really no reason, I mean, besides Showtime being distracted by the drop, there's really no reason that needed to happen. Like, Showtime had the... Question mark? Was ist das? Big Gabe? I wonder what that question mark was for. I truly do. The Proxy Rex? Maybe. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Even though the Proxy Rex didn't do that much damage, it kind of throws the game in a certain direction. Well, this will be it. The finals of ESL Pro Tour EU20. Winner's going home. Like, this will be Big Gabe securing his spot, winning half of all 20. This will be win number 10, which, far and away, he is the one to beat in these weekly tournaments. Far and away. By like 4 or 5 wins. But when you win half or more, that's dominance. That's a dynasty. Worthy of the biggest of Gabe's himself. But Showtime, his countryman, he's got a few under his belt. Actually, I want to see. I want to see how many Showtime has won. Showtime has won 2. I don't know how many. And he's gotten 3 second places. Wow. Heromarine has gotten 3 second places as well, but he's won 9 of them. So, is Showtime going to be runner-up? I wonder how many of those second places were to Heromarine. Actually, I can count. 1, 2, and, oh wait, there's so many games. Heromarine Clem, Heromarine Rainer, so many. In a straight up, like, if nothing weird happens, I don't know what weird would be. None of these games, even besides the Battlecruiser game, what was that? What was that? What was that? What are you doing?
Why?
Against someone, like, everybody's going Blink. I just gotta go back one more time, like, what are you doing? But besides that, it's been kind of back and forth. Whoever seems to get the early or... actually that last match, it felt like Showtime still had the advantage. I'll be honest. I felt like Showtime was ahead after the proxy racks. But he wasn't so far ahead he could leverage it into, like, Heromarine either losing economy or slowing down his infrastructure. Think about it. What if that barracks had burned? What if that barracks had burned? That was the barracks that made a tech lab that researched either stim or combat shield. Maybe both. That barracks had burned. Would have been huge, but... it's going to be Blink. This is a Drilling Claws rush. So this is just a preview of what we're going to be seeing on the next balance patch. The next balance patch, you build an armory, those Widow Mines are cloaked after they fire. You need detection no matter what. Drilling Claws will still cause them to dig their little claw. Well, they're drilling claws in much quicker. Drilling Claws will still be an upgrade after the armory. But you could build Widow Mines, for example, 2 at a time. You can put that factory, slap it on a reactor, and I guarantee you we're going to see, like, for an entire week, every single opener from Terran, okay, like 2/3 at least, are going to be reactored Widow Mines with an armory. Against every race. Maybe not so much against Terran. But really leaning on those cloak mines. It'll remind you a little of Heart of the Swarm. Back in Heart of the Swarm, Widow Mines came out the box requiring detection even after they fired. Now, personally, of all the things, like if you had to buff anything for Terran, I would have picked almost any other unit. Not a huge fan of buffing the Widow Mine. He really wants that Widow Mine to live. Like, of all the units to buff. Like, I don't know. Banshee. Banshee now has a skill shot attack. That can one-shot workers, but takes more time to, I don't know. Or just make Goliath in the game again. But we're not doing that. We're not. Why did I go with Banshee as a skill shot attack? Give Reapers an upgrade on the Fusion Core. Reapers upgrade on the Fusion Core. Reapers now have tactical jump. I don't know. There you go. That's the real upgrade. Surprise! They just strap the engine of the battlecruiser to their back. So, have there been... I was like, did I miss something when I was making up these stupid upgrades 5.5 minutes into the game, going full Tastosis? No. 1 Widow Mine and 1 Reaper have died. Drilling Claws is done. Heromarine hasn't found an opportunity, but this is when the action starts. And by that I mean 1 probe, 2 probe, Widow... okay, so that... 3 probes. And the medevac died. So, that could have gone better. Another drop is heading out with a couple more mines, but Showtime is... that's not even a bump in the road. It's like a squirrel. Distracting, but it's not going to slow you down. That was dark. But, third command center is done. Heromarine has all his production coming online. Reactor going to be slapped on the starport for medevacs. Another medevac coming in. Drops down the drilling claws. Blinks away. Goodbye, Sentry. Goodbye, Zealot. But it could have been worse. Yeah, but in that case as well, the squirrel also dies. Rip. Let's have to pay respects to the imaginary squirrel / widow mines. Showtime barely acknowledging this build after pre-countering it. Colossi on the way. Extended thermal lance, halfway done. What is happening here? Was there another widow mine drop? Did it do anything? Have you ever seen 7 widow mines kill so few workers? 7 widow mines for a total of 3 probes and barely any mining time. This honestly has to be, at this level, one of the worst results of a widow mine drop that actually happened. Like a drop that wasn't gunned down before it could even drop out. Despite all this, Heromarine, of course, the macro god. A second starport. We're just kind of sprinting to the mid to late game. Not the late game, but multiple forms of splash damage. Mass starport units. Ghost Academy starting in 3, 2, 1. So close. Not really close. We'll see. I'm surprised he's not starting a Ghost Academy, though, to be honest. Because, he's not, what is he going to pull the boys with Vikings? What is this, 2014? You guys remember that? 2 base boys pulls, real strats. I mean, maybe. And there it is. It's a little past that point. So, the calm before the storms. As both players essentially are gonna... Well, they've got everything. They're getting everything. They're not at everything yet, but we're getting there. Observer taken out. What was that? Wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Just instant replay here, Jimmy. This has to be like some sort of viewer challenge or something. That's like that's the 3rd time I've caught it. But every game he's taken out an important unit. Like not like a battle cruiser level importance, but you want everybody. So oh, okay, what are you doing? What is this? Oh my god. Oh my god, let us in! Just mine the damn minerals! What are you doing? The traffic jam in the doorway like a high school hallway. Also not great for tanks. There's ghosts on the way now. Heromarine kind of just stuck in his base. He's going to move his command center as a pseudo wall. There's enough Vikings to shut down Colossi. Showtime just going to hold position, wait it out. He'll eat a couple tank shots, like whatever. He's going to move the command center back. The charge lot's starting to work on the bunker. Gives it a repair. We'll save it for now. Of an important save. A lot of Viking hits coming through. The Prism, a bit vulnerable here. Heromarine is near maxed out. What are the upgrades? +2, +1 against +2, +2. Favor to Showtime. We got... there's no enhanced shockwaves, right? No ghost upgrades there. Just the ghosts themselves. EMP still good. +3, +1 shields on the way for Showtime. Just filling in the gaps here. He has skipped Storm and gone for Archons. Archons, I agree. Very good units. Many smart people have said that. And it feels like he just wants to bludgeon him. It feels like he wants to bring the wall down on him. This is not a very finesse-oriented unit composition. That's a lot of army supply. Neither player has really built a huge ton of workers here. They have a large army supply, 130-ish. Disruptor shows up to the battle. Warp Prism tried to get in, regretted that decision. Looks like no factory units for Heromarine, as his factory is on strike / scouting. Really looks like a 2014 game. Vikings, factory lifted, no Liberators. But why no Liberators? What? I can't believe Showtime's here. How did he get here? How did he get here without Heromarine realizing? This is a huge mistake. The charge lots are gonna, oh my god, the killing zone! I don't know what's happening there, actually. I think the Zealots were targeted on a Marine that was blocked by SCVs. He just lost 18 SCVs. But that just means he can have a bigger, better Gabe army. The thing is, Showtime, that's free. Like, he lost an Archon and a few Zealots for 20 SCVs, and his main army, like, there's no counter damage. There's nothing else happening. There's no Liberator, there's no Widowmine drop, there's no regular drop. There's not even, like, a random bio run by. Finally, a drop is being sent out, but this is free damage. At least this time, Heromarine is kind of in position. Oh, the Disruptor! Oh, he leaned into it! He mistimed a little. The fadeaway shots, that time it's not going to be so bad. Heromarine really struggling on the micro front here. Meanwhile, finally things get cleaned up at the third. Heromarine, though, down a whole lot of workers. Enhanced Shockwaves is on the way. One medevac. An awkward scenario blinks to the side, knocks it down. Couple EMPs landing. Enhanced Shockwaves nearly done. It's going to be, well, +3, +2 is on the way, but the upgrade advantage is going to go heavily into Showtime's favor. 3-2-1 right now. He's taking all of the bases. Like, even his probe is like, come on, man, this is too greedy. You got to calm down. But the probe, let's be honest here, couldn't afford a Nexus on his own, so he should keep his mouth shut. Or full of minerals. You take your pick. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next eye. Heromarine clawing, holding onto 4 bases. He can't afford to lose 1. Showtime could probably afford to lose 2. Showtime again, moving his way across the map. You don't want to be going through the mineral forests, which either side could easily mine through, but nobody, almost nobody ever does. It's suddenly everything's kind of coming together. Showtime with a huge and scary army. Danger balls, Archons, Colossi, one shot. Zones the whole army out. Another shot! Oh no! Oh, it could have been worse. Another shot though. Clips a Marauder. Is there enough EMPs from the right side? Strip the shields of almost everything. There are ghosts! Surprise! Ghosts! He didn't EMP, but more EMPs coming through. Heromarine looking for the fight. Disruptors all on cooldown. Colossi gone. EMPs all over the Archons. More EMPs, targets, disruptors. Massive hits. Game-winning hits. It was too much damage. He almost got the Ruptors. A lot of things kind of piling into each other there. But Showtime denies Big Gabe as he slams into the front line. It felt like the micro from Heromarine starting to falter there at the end of the series. Showtime will put another medal on the board. Add to Germany's count, but not Heromarine's. Not this time. But thank you to ESL for these weekly tournaments. Make sure to sign up and maybe give Showtime a run for his pretty sizable money there. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. What do you think? Are Disruptors great high-skill units? Do Widowmines need more of a buff? Should Widowmines not even cost gas? I don't know. Maybe. What do you think? Ring the bell. Thank you for watching. Good luck. And have fun.